In front of you is the brain of an AI-driven Discord moderator bot created with Bespoke Automata, a proprietary agent development and deployment platform. This brain functions entirely locally and offline, except for the connection to Discord. This brain takes as little as 6 GB of RAM to run. Today I will be going over the details of this brain, both how it was built and how it is deployed, and then we'll see it in action on a Discord server. I'm currently looking for clients that need bots, agents, and AI tools to optimize and accelerate their businesses. Forward-thinking companies that see the wave of AI coming and don't know where to start. Bespoke Automata contains a GUI for building complex cognitive architectures. It does this using the graph node interface you see here. Before I zoom in, I would like to point out that the green nodes are inputs, either from the user or from the system, and the reds are outputs, either intended for the user or for admin or some other system. Things generally flow from left to right, though graphs can be cyclic. So we'll start with the inputs. So for this brain, we've got two inputs, the user ID and the user in. The user ID is only here at the moment to be echoed out to make it easy to tag the output to the user outside in the system. The user input is the latest message from a user in the Discord chat. The user input first goes to the chat buffer, where it keeps the last 10 messages. This buffer is then prefixed with recent chat history. This is then concatenated with the chat policies, and all of this is fed in as context to this prompt gate. This prompt gate will route the user's in text to either the yes or no outputs based on the prompt here. In this case, does the input violate chat policy? This gate takes in the user input, the completed context, and a system prompt basically describing its job to it, shown here. The gate then takes in the configuration bits of server URL, API key, and model name. In this case, I'm using an OpenHermes fine-tune. All of the inputs get fed through the LLM along with the question, does the input violate chat policy? If the answer is yes, then that triggers the node to output the number 1. That same process is done again, but instead with the prompt, is the input funny given the context? This gate has a different system prompt, tuned for meme and internet humor. If the output of this gate is yes, then the node outputs the number -1. These are then summed together and output as score out. Any score above 0 is flagged. Basically, in this case, the humor overrides the rules. Here, I will paste a message for the brain to score. Next, I will hit run and wait for the brain to execute. So you'll see here that the final score was -1. This means that the post doesn't violate the rules, but is funny, given that it's a meme. You'll see here that each of the prompt gates gives a reasoning for the yes or no answer, and this is output as well. This brain is one example of the brains that can be built with Bespoke Automata, and as you can see, they can be configured any way the task demands. Now, once a brain is complete, it is effortlessly deployed as an API endpoint. Developers can then integrate these APIs into their tools, interfaces, and products. To do this, simply export the brain into the graphs folder and the brain harness will pick it up and create an API endpoint for it. Here in Discord, I will paste in the same question I asked earlier, and you will see that this input is scored. From this point, it is trivially easy to enable the bot to warn or ban users. Once this is processed, it will show up in bot brain dumps with the score and all the details. Once again, I am currently looking for clients that need bots, agents, and AI tools to optimize and accelerate their businesses. Forward-thinking companies that see the wave of AI coming and don't know where to start.